this little freak, man, kind of, I met in the hallway or something. So she came to my room, you know. So I don't know if it was like a setup. I don't know what, you know, because motherfuckers in LA, man, they on all kind of shit. They on all kind of stuff. Transvestites, you know what I'm saying? Transgenders. I mean, they been on that stuff a long time ago for everybody else. So you don't know what you dealing with, who you dealing with. Trigonometry is all the way around this mom, you know, so I'm laying in the bed with this joker. We ain't really doing nothing, you know. I don't know why they come in my room because you ain't trying to do nothing. Well, this is a setup or something. So all of a sudden, this dude knocking on my door, calling this motherfucker's name. I said, don't open that door. I said, don't open that motherfucker door. I said, I'm telling you right now, I got something for a motherfucker's ass. I pulled that motherfucker mattress up, and I showed that motherfucker machete. I said, this nigga, if he kicked that motherfucking door in, I'm butchering his ass with this motherfucker. I'm butchering him with this machete. And I don't know who he is kicking on my door, hollering your name. Well, one thing, you ain't opening that door, first of all, because I don't know what's going on. And if he kick it open, I'm gonna butcher him. I'm gonna slice him into pieces. And I ain't playing. So she hollered through the door, told me, gone. Everything is good, gone about your business. So he calmed down and went on about his motherfucking business. She ain't opened that motherfucking door until the next motherfucking morning. You know, so we just laid there and chopped it up and stuff. He didn't do nothing, but I was serious. So you know, I'm in LA, you know, and I ended up getting a job with the CEDAR program. You know, it was like an apprentice type of program. Jimmy Carter had an apprentice program, and they paid you to go to school. You know, and so I'm studying carpentry. You know, to become a carpenter. So his brother, you know, he's over the program. He got me in. It turned out, you know, he was gay, man. You know, he was, you know, using his influence to get me in, to accelerate me in the program in exchange for favors, sexual favors, you know. And so after a couple of times of, you know, having an encounter with this guy, letting him, you know, go down or whatever, you know, for a couple of times, like, this ain't me, man, you know. I'm engaging in something that's totally, you know, against my spirit, but I'm out here trying to survive, man, and, you know, and I said, I gotta go, man, I gotta go, I gotta leave this town, man, because, you know, before I find myself living a life that that's totally contrary to who I am, you know. So that's what I did, you know. Went on the next day or whatever, and went on and packed my little stuff up, man. I didn't realize I was jumping out the pot into the fire. But I left LA, man, and went to San Francisco. Man, you talking about, man. I had got me a hotel on Broadway, man. The Golden Eagle Hotel. All back in the day, he was a mother. Back in the day, it was a famous hotel. Seen his last days, you know. But it was right on the main strip hotel, you know. Broadway and Castro. You know, it wasn't on Castro, but it was like, you know, Broadway and Castro. That's where the homosexuals hung out. So I'm in the bar where I'm looking out, and I look out the window and stuff, And I'm seeing all these guys walking up and down the street holding hand in hand and kissing and shit. You know, I'm like, God damn. I said, my grandmama said this motherfucker, she was thinking Sodom and Gomorrah. The end of the world is coming. Because she saved, sanctified, and filled with the Holy Ghost. You know, I said, she's saying this stuff, man. I said, wow. Wow. So it was an eye-opening experience for me, you know, to see, you know, they were so acceptable in San Francisco, like it was the norm. You know, homosexuality was the norm. It was acceptable by the culture of the whole city. You know, I'm like, damn, the whole motherfucking city, damn. Woo. But you know, I met a guy from Memphis, you know, that was there, you know, and we got together for a minute. He showed me the ropes and stuff like that. He had a room at the Golden Eagle too, you know. Come to find out, you know, he called himself, you know, want to be a pimp, you know what I'm saying, nickel slick with nothing, but ain't got nothing, you know, but he trying to still put his Mac hand down, you know. I'm hanging out with him for a minute, you know, so. And so I'm in San Francisco, man, and I'm like, man, I ain't feeling this shit, man. I really ain't. Let me just me, man. I ain't feeling it, man. I, you know, made some decisions, you know, in LA, you know, that maybe I shouldn't, but it was survival again, you know. But I had to do wrong, you know, to try to make my situation a little better. So again, a cycle, you know, conditioning of having done wrong to do better. It's just a part of expanding into other aspects of your life. You don't know where this stuff is coming from. You don't see the cycle. You don't see the connections, you know, from year to year to year, how these things, you know, creates a change of events. You don't see it. You're not conscious of it, but it's happening to you, you know. So I decided to leave San Francisco. I hung out in Oakland for a little bit. I didn't, you know, I would just go over there and check it out, you know, because they used to have a lot of street musicians. And I used to like to go to the campus of Berkeley and watch them boys play chess. A lot of boys be out there playing chess, you know. And they used to have a lot of street musicians out there. I used to like to hear play, throw them a little bone or something, you know, like. That's when I heard, first time I heard Take 5. A brother was playing it on the flute. Excuse me, y'all. The brother was playing it on the flute. And I thought it was so smooth. And here's a guy entertaining people on the street with some real class, you know, music and sound, you know. His brother was smooth. I'm like, man, I never heard no street musician. I always, you know, heard people in the clubs, you know, with that kind of talent. But I never seen people on the streets with that kind of talent. It blew my mind, you know. And so, but after a while, you know, eventually, wasn't that long, man, a few months maybe, a month or 2, 3 months. I didn't stay there that long. Again, I wasn't really into the homosexuality vibe, you know. And so, again, I had to bounce. And already, you know, left LA, thought I was jumping out the pot into some better, greener pastures, and ended up jumping into the fire in San Francisco. So I think I ended up going to Fresno. And it was kind of, I don't know, for some reason it was kind of tight. I don't know, the social systems wasn't in alignment like, you know, LA and San Francisco was. And I don't know, for some strange reason, I found myself in the Army recruiting office, decided up to go to the Army. Because by now I'm tired. And I left home, traveled thousands of miles, don't know nobody, you know, dibbling and dabbling in behavior, sexual dysfunction or behavior, you know, even though brief, you know, a few times as it was, but still, you know, I found myself slipping, you know, just to try to survive. And then I ended up going to Fresno, and things wasn't moving as smoothly. So I said, I'm just gonna have to join the Army, man, and bail myself out, man. Cause I'm tired. I really don't know what I'm doing out here in these streets. You know, I don't have no critical thinking skills. I don't know nothing. I'm just reacting. I'm still reacting to stuff. And I'm making a lot of poor choices in that reactive mode. So I joined the Army, you know. And I'm about 20 years old now, so I pretty much covered the decade, you know. I thought it was gonna be harder, but I'm glad I was able to continue to keep it real with you guys and to be totally transparent with my life, even though some of the stuff, you know, is painful, you know, but when I talk about it now and share my story with people to enlighten them and try to help someone, give someone insight, you know, into solutions, you know, overcoming the things we've been through, you know, I don't feel so bad about, you know, some of the embarrassing things that I may have done in my life. But I feel a lot better that what I'm sharing and discussing is real, a real lived experience in this world, and how it impacts you and, you know, and distorts you and disturbs you and just contorts you in so many ways, and you don't even know what's going on, you know. So I hope that, you know, having shared this second 10 years, I hope that I've shared some insight on how, you know, trauma can create a perpetual cycle of trauma or behaviors that solicit trauma, you know, that now that you put yourself in situations that's traumatic, because that's all you've known all your life. So you find yourself gravitating toward those environments that produce trauma, and without even knowing it subconsciously what you're doing. So I hope that I have been helpful to somebody in this world, you know, and I will continue to share my story. And I must admit to you guys, once again, I'm just scratching the surface. And that's real talk. Now, thank you guys for following, you know, supporting me and following me and listening to my story. You know, I just hope it's beneficial and it can help somebody. Like I say, I love you guys, man. I ain't mad at nobody. I don't hate nobody, man. You know, continue to support my channel, and I'm gonna continue to try to keep it real with some solid content, you know, and hope that I can create some form of enlightenment in your lives. Thank you, and God bless you, and God has blessed you. And I see you until the next time. Take care and stay strong.